Welcome! This is Outlook 2010, Quick Tips to Reduce Email. In conjunction with Outlook 2010, we'll also be talking about Exchange Server 2010 and what you can do with your email if you have upgraded your Exchange server. Our goal here is to stabilize your Outlook environment. You don't want to lose those important emails. My name is TrainerLori. Don't get the warning. If you find that you're getting these nastygrams saying that your mailbox has exceeded the warning limit set by your email administrator, it's time to start processing it. And I recommend that you do it on a regular basis, say once a week. For example, after I do my time card on Friday, I always set aside time to process email as well. It's a good idea to find out what is causing the biggest problems. What are your culprits? If you go to File, Info, and under Cleanup Tools, you'll be able to see View Mailbox Size. If you click that, you can actually scroll through and find out which ones are the worst offenders, which parts of your mailbox are, so you can get rid of those fastest. Alright, I'm going to show you 4 painless ways to reduce your email. So the first one is to empty deleted emails upon exit. This is so easy to do. You only have to do it once, and it will reduce the size of your inbox or your deleted email, your overall memory, really quick. Go to File Options, and this is where we're going to change our defaults. And under the Advanced tab, you'll see the checkbox Empty Deleted Item Folders when exiting Outlook. That is not checked by default. If you check that, then every time you close Outlook, it will ask, do you want to permanently delete all the items and subfolders in the deleted items folders for all accounts? And the answer is yes. And that means it's gone permanently. Now, depending on your system administrator, for example, here it is 90 days. You only get 90 days for that deleted file. So it's not a permanent storage location. So why not just go ahead and delete them every time you close out Outlook? I think that's a wise use of the deleted file folder. The main use for that, after all, is just to finally get something if you, just made a mistake, and you can quickly get it back, but not to go back days and days later. Alright, our second tip is to find unneeded emails, and the best way to do that is to click in the Arrange By and choose one of the options. I'm going to show you 2 or 3 items here that will help you. But also, if you click on the newest on top, it'll switch to change it to the oldest on top. So for the first one, it definitely would be date. I want to view by date, and when I view by date, it will arrange by date, and you can click to make sure that it says oldest on top. If it's more than a year old, do you really need it? Certainly if it's more than 2 years old, it probably shouldn't be stored in Outlook. It should be in a different location so that you can find it and count on it, because Outlook really isn't made for snooze by size. You'll want to look for enormous ones. You have the largest ones on top, and then you can go for enormous emails here. And anything over 5 meg would probably be a good thing to look at. Maybe I can delete those. And huge, etc. But here's another tip that a lot of people don't think about. Certainly the largest ones are obvious, but what about the smallest ones? If you've got hundreds of little ones, for example, I get a lot of these timesheet overdue until I started scheduling my time to do my timesheet, and so I've got a whole bunch of these. I can delete them all. They're just little files, but they just eat up our memory, our Outlook memory. Attachments. Look for attachments, because some attachments, for example, here's one, a corporate communications. It's somebody got promoted, that's great, but it wasn't me, so I don't really need that attachment, and certainly I don't need it months later. Here's one that it's the same attachment in multiple emails. Well, that's taking up a lot of resources too to show the same email, so you might want to delete those duplicate emails. When that checkbox comes on, then you will see an arrow, a black arrow next to the person's name, and that tells me that there is a conversation thread here. And you can see this thread. That means that each of these emails are exactly the same plus 1. In other words, they added a little more information, but they didn't change the basic of the thread. In that case, I can keep the last one, delete the other 3, and I won't have deleted anything at all. Now you can go through and do this one at a time, but I'm going to show you later where you can have Outlook do it automatically for you. This is a new tool available with Exchange 2010. You can also go through those sent items. I do like to keep sent items for a little while, but you don't have to keep them for months and months. So if they're large, or if they're out of date, or if they have big attachments, and then why not delete them? And make sure that your signature does not have a graphic logo, an actual JPEG or GIF file, because those will take up a lot of room. So most companies are not doing that anymore, so it's better just to have text in there. A quick way to delete future emails is when you get an email from somebody you don't care about, for example, a corporate announcement, something like that, or from maybe you're part of an email group that you have to get certain emails, but you never read them. It's really not to you. There's nothing you really have to do about it. You just happen to be part of this email group. Why not, while the email is open, go right to rules. Go to Home Rules and then create a rule, and it'll say, oh, is this from this person? Well, no, in this case it's a subject. And now it probably won't say group email you don't care about, but it will be a topic that you really don't care about. And then you can have it automatically move it to the deleted items. Why not? Or you can have it go to a different folder if you'd like to. For example, I'm going to show you in a few minutes how you can choose a folder to have it automatically delete after a month or after 6 months. So even if you don't put it in the deleted items, you could put it in a folder that you will have automatically delete after a certain amount of time. And that only comes with the new 2010 Exchange. So I'm going to show you 3 more great tips that will only work if you have been exchanged. And we have our company has been upgraded in the United States, and as a result, these are all available here now. For example, old emails will be archived. Now, the policy that my company is putting on is exactly 12 months old and older will automatically move to an archive folder. You may have a different policy depending on where you work, etc. But in this case, if I wanted to search for, say, Brewster, and it shows I can't find it because it's looking in my normal inbox, then all I have to do is hit the try searching again in all mail items, and it will automatically come down and search the archive. So this isn't something that you will notice much. It just happens to be in a different location instead of the active Outlook files. But it's still available and it's still being protected. Now this is a great tool. This is the one I mentioned earlier, that if you have a thread and you don't need the first 5 emails because they're all exactly the same plus one comment, then why not delete those first ones that aren't needed? Well, this is the tool that will do it. It's called Cleanup, and you can either use Cleanup Conversation for one conversation at a time, or you can clean up an entire folder. So it will look for all messages that are redundant. And for example, when I did this, I had 4,100 emails before and 3,200 emails afterwards. Almost 1,000 emails gone that I didn't notice because the general content was still in there. I just didn't need all those original emails that were duplicates or redundant. How cool is that? Now this is a new one, again with the Exchange 2010. It was always available in Outlook, but it was grayed out, so I could see it, but I couldn't touch it. But when you have an upgraded Exchange, then you can assign a policy for a file folder. For example, this is a file folder that I have that is all that corporate information, you know, the announcements and about fitness challenges and corporate improvements, things like that that I may or may not get to depending on my time. Well, I guarantee if I can't get to it today or this week, I'm not going to be reading it in 2 months. So I'm going to take that and make sure that it's automatically deleted within 30 days. And instead of doing it one email at a time, I can set a folder policy, and that means all future emails, when they come into this folder, will automatically be archived or ready to be deleted within 30 days, in this case 30 days. However, I would like to do all the existing emails as well. So I'm going to hit Control A while I'm in the folder, and then when I apply it, it's going to apply it on all the items that are selected. And when it's done, it will take all those current emails, Remember, when I set the policy, it will be for future ones unless I specifically select them. And look at this. It says that the item will expire in 28 days. And it makes sense because when I actually made the screen capture, you can see the email was sent in August for an event that was in September, and in October it was deleted automatically. How handy is that? Because I don't need it after September anyway. So following those policies will help you delete emails that you don't care about. Goodbye.